Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a project share of a Halloween swap that I made for Claire, who is the Curious Trinket here on YouTube and on Instagram. I have quite a bit to get through, so I'm going to start with the loaded bag, which is the first item that I had thought of making but had never made before. So just really quickly, this is a bag that I got from Target, and I made an extra envelope to go on the front, and this is made using paper from the Crepe Paper Hey Pumpkin collection. I added a multi-layer tulle ruffle to it, or crepe paper ruffle, and it's got hot pink netting and pink and black crepe paper on it. And then I layered a chipboard sticker, which Claire will find funny, and then embellished it a bit with a spider sequin and a small handmade flower. So I'll be right back to take everything out and then show you each of the items that are in this loaded bag. Okay, so on the envelope flap, I have one of these fancy rosettes that Amy L had shown how to make on one of her YouTube videos, and layered on it I have one of these gummy bears, which I made out of a glue gun, and the gummy bear mold is from Hobby Lobby. So I just decorated a little bit more with a bat sequin there, and then some spiderweb sequins on the corner of the envelopes because it was a little bit plain, and then added a little cluster of sequins and polymer clay. Inside the envelope I have included some little ghost die cuts, as well as a couple of crepe paper rosettes and some sewn cut aparts. So yeah, this envelope is hot glued onto like the bottom flap, and you can actually, this is actually a pocket too, but I didn't have anything to put in it, so mainly I use this flap here, or this pocket that I made glue gunning this bottom gusset onto the paper bag. So this paper bag is pretty, can actually hold quite a bit. I also included a tassel for her, which has a few components to it. I put it on this black binder ring, and I have one of these ribbon tassels that I followed Craft Purchase tutorial on how to make. Then I have one of these glow-in-the-dark hands from the Dollar Tree. It's a little bit plain, so I added a pink ribbon, which I just tied with a simple knot, and then added a handmade flower to it. I think I glue gunned that one on. Next I added a black ornament, which you can also get from the Dollar Tree, and then just to add a bit more texture, I have a large bow that's made of like 3 different materials, like this gingham ribbon, some eyelash trim, and this pink soft yarn. So yeah, that's dangled on the side here. And so for this main pocket here, I'm going to add some holographic doilies and a couple more cut aparts, which are from the Frank Garcia 31 collection, which is his new Halloween collection this year. I'm also including some of these handmade buttons, which are made using a Rosie Studio button die. I've made these before. It's basically a couple of layers of cardstock and some glossy accents, which I added to the top to make it look more like a button, more realistic. And next I made these for the first time. This was inspired by the bridal or florals, I think bridal section at Hobby Lobby, where, you know, there's these beaded flowers or bouquets, and that kind of inspired me to make a Halloween or Pasteloween version of it. So that's what this is a Pasteloween wired bead bouquet. So that's there, and oh, it's on the back I just have another cut apart, or actually I think this is a journaling card from the 31 collection, which I just sewed and she can repurpose for her future projects. Okay, so inside I have a couple sets of embellishments. These are some fancy rosettes that are made following Mrs. Everly's tutorial. So they're fluffy flower / rosettes. So you start off making a rosette and then you just fluff up each of the layers, and it's a bit of work but totally worth it. I love the outcome, and for these rosettes I turned them into flowers, which she can use for her other like non-seasonal crafting, and then also included a couple of rosettes that are Halloween themed. So I have some Halloween sequins and polymer clay there on the top too. And then at the very top I just decorated it with a double layer of rosettes, some netting cut apart that's sewn, and some handmade flowers. So that's the first set of embellishments. Okay, the next set are these bat wing bows that I made. The bat wings are made using a Stampin' Up! Umbrella die, which I thought I could repurpose into bat wings. And I used a couple of dies, bow dies from my collection, and just sewed those and just did a lot of layering using some tulle and some eyelash trim. So yeah, that's that set, and I included this paper clip at the top because this cardstock was a bit too tall for this cellophane bag, so I thought that I could keep it within the bag by using a paper clip. So that's that. And next I'm gifting her some of this Dollar Tree snow tulle, which is the Halloween version. It's pretty hard to come by in some places, and my Dollar Tree didn't carry it, so I managed to go a little bit out of my neighborhood to find this, and I was glad I was able to pick it up. I've decorated the top of it to hide the label with some of this Joann's purple netting, which was the seasonal one for Halloween this year. And then I just decorated the top of that with a couple of die cuts, and I think that's from either the Hey Pumpkin or After Dark collections, which are digitals that I own. And last, the only other thing I could really fit in here was this sequins mix, which I made as a Pastel-Halloween mix. There's like iridescent colors, pastel, pinks, some candy corn, and I put it in this syringe, which I also found from Dollar Tree. I was happy to find that, and I packaged it up and just decorated it with some yarn and this cute little ghost charm, which is from Joann's. I love that. And I thought it was still a bit plain, so then I also added this spider web, which I just cut out from some of the Halloween tulle that you can also get from Dollar Tree. Okay, next are these set of embellishments. And I had made a bunch of these fancy rosettes, which you can see down at the bottom here, after I saw that Amy L tutorial, and so I decided I was going to make some of these Halloween themed. And basically layered on top of this rosette are this kind of cottony candy material, which is I think called like Easter fluff. So some of it is from Easter, some of it is some other yarn that I found at Hobby Lobby, but it basically tried to replicate like a spider web using that fluff. And then layered on top are just some banners, which have just different die cuts. This one is my favorite die cut. It's this ghost, which I've added some Nuvo drops as blush on the cheeks, and then just layered, you know, different die cuts on it. So I've done it all in different types of themes, or not themes, but just different kind of little arrangements. This one has beads. This one doesn't, just has like puffy stickers and some sequins. So yeah, this I was pretty happy with. And then next, I've done quite a bit of bead work recently, and these beads, wire wrap beads, were some things that I made probably a couple months ago. I was having some fun making like different words out of it, and I repurposed some packaging that I got from, I think it was a Tim Holtz embellishment, and anyways, just decided to use that and added some pink fluff to the back of it to keep these beads from moving around too much. Claire had mentioned recently that she doesn't have a lot of beads, so I kind of included some loose ones in here for her too. At the very top I have a garment pin, which I've hung some additional wire wrap beads and a little bat sequins there, and then just topped it off with a bow that I made using this fun tool from Michaels. Okay, so this is some trim that I've made Claire using, this one uses hot pink netting and pink crepe paper, and this one has black netting and some Harry Potter themed fabric. So you can see the sunglasses, the glasses there, and then there's also a lightning bolt. So Claire is a big fan of Harry Potter, so I thought she would enjoy getting some of this trim on the right, and then for the pink one, I'm sure she can incorporate it into her projects. But the top of this is just decorated with some additional ruffled trim in pink, orange, and black, and I just decorated it with some stickers. But this trim is inspired by Kayla, Ebony, and Emily. So those three ladies have been making a ton of trim, and you may have seen them showcase it on Instagram. Okay, so last project here is this embellishment box, which was one of the first projects I made. This box is from Target, and I think it's meant to hold index cards. So I was happy to have gotten a hold of this for Claire. But layered on top, I just kind of didn't know where to go with it, and it ended up with using this ruffled trim, and I decided to add her name on top. And then I thought, okay, since she likes Harry Potter, I'll add a witch hat, and that kind of just evolved. This ruffled flower is, part of that embellishment set that I gave her. So again, that was one of the things I had made early on, and from there I just decided to layer chipboard and stickers and die cuts. So yeah, I'm happy with how that came out. And again, this is a blend of the Crepe Paper Hey Pumpkin collection and 31. Those are basically the two product lines that I use throughout these projects. And then inside, I just made her some random assortment of embellishments. These are a set of like pastel tassels. And then I made her some rosettes. Like this is just a regular type of rosette. And then these are like the fancy ones. And then I have a couple of bows made of tulle. There's black tulle with this colorful tulle layered on top. And then I made her some pom-poms. And then one of my favorite things I've made for her is this dangle charm, which is dangled on this pink shovel. And the pink shovel is from KG Crafts, who is Christina. And I decorated it with some black and white gingham, as well as this gold flower, which is from Hobby Lobby. It's like a Hobby Lobby heart trim. Anyways, this dangle charm is made using, the majority of it are beads from Secret Stash Bash. And let's see, the black star, the hot pink star, this really pretty kind of shimmery pink bead, along with this big purple, black, and orange one, and also this star bead. Oh, and I think this candy bead are all from Secret Stash Bash. She has a great selection of beads at very reasonable prices, and you don't have to buy a ton, which is nice, and you can get a good assortment. So yeah, I was having a lot of fun putting this together in all the pastel-Halloween colors. So that's that. And last, I have an additional pink shovel for her so she can use it or gift it to someone else. So that's it for my project share. It was quite a long video, so thank you for sticking with me through this. I really appreciate everyone watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!